You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just, I'm just emotional right now.
Well, I wanted to go over some stuff for the peer oversight committee, but if it's a bad time...
No, please, come in, please.
Wow, so what's going on?
Well, I'm putting the house up for sale so that Lucky and I can make a down payment on a piece of property we found. We want to build a house of our own.
Elizabeth, you don't have to hide anything. Nikolas told me about your affair.
Well, Pier is no place to make life-altering decisions. Better to do it in a bar, right? Yeah. You're right, though. I need to think this through. Okay, so what changed your mind about marrying Elizabeth?
This is great. I'm sure you think highly of me. Engaged to Lucky and sleeping with his brother.
But if you were a good and kind person, I know that you wouldn't get involved with Nikolas on a whim.
I know what we're doing is wrong, and I want to stop, but I just can't. I'm trying to control my thoughts and my feelings, but it's like I've become obsessed with him. And I know that's not an excuse. In fact, it makes it worse. I know it's just horrible and it's deceitful and I'm wrong and oh.
Hey, can you just stop beating yourself up for a second?
Well, I hate myself for allowing this to happen.
Listen to me, okay? If there's anything that I learned from the whole postpartum depression thing, it's that being ashamed just makes everything worse.
You had a medical condition. I'm just a cheater and a liar.
Elizabeth, it's not like you woke up one morning and decided to ruin your life.
That's the last thing I wanted to happen.
Can I ask how it happened? How it all started?
It seems so shallow.
Come on, nothing between you and Nikolas is shallow. Been friends for a really long time.
Which is exactly why it took me by surprise.
What did?
Nikolas and I kissed. It was a silly impulse. We had been drinking at Jake's. And then, out of the blue, I started to want him.
I've been looking back, trying to find a pattern. I think Elizabeth only agreed to get remarried because I pushed it. You don't know that. The night I asked her to marry me, she asked me for more time. She told me that she was afraid of repeating all the mistakes we'd made in the past. Yeah, well, I can understand that, given all that you've been through. And I really thought that we'd made peace with it. My drug addiction and the affair with Maxie, her affair with Jason, the lies she told about Jake. But once we agreed to get remarried, the guilt just came crashing in on her again. Elizabeth has forgiven me, but she hasn't forgiven herself. She's scared to death she's going to do something wrong to destroy everything we're in the process of rebuilding. Can you reassure her? That's what I've been trying to do, man. Over and over. I don't know, I'm just... Maybe at this point, the only way to make this right is to call off the wedding.
I don't know if you know this, but Lucky and Rebecca dated for like a blink of an eye.
How did Nikolas feel about that?
Well, he was jealous. And so he kissed me to make sure they saw it, and I figured, why not? Because in a way, I wanted Lucky to be jealous, too.
Did it work?
Yeah, it did. Lucky and Rebecca stopped seeing each other, and then later, Nikolas and I met up at Jake's so we can discuss what had happened, and we decided to kiss again, just to see what it would be like. And I've never been kissed like that, ever. And afterwards, I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I know it's crazy and it doesn't make sense because Nikolas should be the one person that is totally off limits to me, but I couldn't help myself. And I know he feels the same way.
But it didn't stop there.
well, we fought it. I mean, we made a point of not being in the same place because we were just hoping that our feelings for each other would subside. And then the night of the carnival, when Jake had almost been killed by the car, he came by to check on me, and we ended up kissing again. And then he left, and Lucky showed up, and next thing I know, Lucky's asking me to marry him.
Wow. You're dealing with a lot.
I told Lucky that I needed time to think about it. So I went to Nikolas, and we ended up losing control. I thought that it was just going to be a one-time thing, that we would realize what we had done, that we would regret it, and then we would just move on.
And Lucky was still waiting for an answer to his proposal.
I just thought that if I committed to Lucky, that all of this with Nikolas would just go away, but it didn't. My feelings just keep getting stronger.
Do you love Nikolas?
I love Lucky, but I can't stop wanting Nikolas.
I kept thinking that once we made that recommitment to each other, Elizabeth would feel the same way. But it just seems like her fears are getting worse.
Well, maybe you can work through it.
That's what I'm hoping for. Every time I consider calling off the engagement, I swing back the other way and decide I need to have faith in us until she feels it again.
Maybe that's your answer.
If Elizabeth only agreed to marry me, to make me happy, I can't stomach that. That's not love. I don't even know what that is. But it's not fair to either one of us.
I've never been all that passionate. I mean, my sex life with Lucky has been great. He's so gentle and loving. And with Nikolas,
It's okay. You can tell me.
it's so intense. Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy.
Well, I know he feels the same way about you.
I've never experienced anything like it.
But do you think it's purely physical?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Nikolas and I have been friends for so long. It's literally impossible to separate the physical from the emotional. I mean, we have been there for each other. We have confided in each other. We've talked about everything under the sun. Been there in grief. And I have genuine feelings for Nikolas.
He told me that he cares for you deeply, too.
Well, it doesn't really matter what we feel. I mean, we can't act on it. Too many lives would be ruined. And I do love Lucky. I really do, with all my heart. And then I see Nikolas and I lose my resolve. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Well, you could start by being honest with yourself and with Lucky.
You think I should tell him the truth?
I don't know. I mean, how much of the truth you tell him is up to you, but you could at least be honest about how conflicted you are.
I keep having these flashes that he's found out the truth. And how angry and betrayed he is. He deserves someone better. He deserves a woman who will be faithful to him.
Elizabeth, Lucky loves you. He pretty much always has, and he certainly always will. So whatever you decide to do, what's most important is that you don't torture yourself.
No, I would have sworn nothing could break us up. I helped her through that time of healing after the rape. The love between us was so strong. I don't know, maybe at the end of the day, it's just one too many mistakes for us to overcome. You're being awfully quiet. Am I boring you?
No, I just don't know what to say to you about it.
Now I know I'm in trouble. Does she seem different to you?
Different? How?
Confused. confused, unhappy?
Not really. I mean, she's maybe a little distracted.
Has she said anything specific?
I think you need to ask her. Just be honest with her and let her be honest with you.
I've tried. There's something she's not telling me.